Guess what? It snowed. Winter is a time of extremes in Scotland. Wind, rain, snow, cold, a time of dreary beauty and wearisome light. A time of mess and taxes and work and rest. I've been such a homebody this month, but also working nonstop on several projects that just require long, tedious hours of editing and writing. And I often don't pick up the camera unless I'm inspired. But this month I wanted to share a wider picture of what my days have been like without adventure, just life between storms. I think these moments of quiet, uninspired life, getting on with work, doing what needs to be done in order to re-energize for the upcoming spring and summer is really important, and I'm finally realizing that. So it does mean that I'm making less videos lately, but it means I'll be much better prepared when spring arrives. I want to thank all of you who have ordered calendars over the last couple months. I just had to restock for the third time and I really appreciate that. It's, if you've watched my videos over the last year, 2023, you will recognize pretty much every single one of these photos that's in the calendar. And actually, it would be cool to know in the comments if you got one of my calendars. Do you remember the video that goes along with each of these photos? Some of you actually emailed me and told me that you've been to some of these exact spots and seen it in person, which I think is so cool. It's like a shared experience that we have. So now I just need to go through each one, make sure everything is looking good, and then sign the covers. I love filming when the sun rises after it snows and just the tops of all the trees and everything are lit up. It's so beautiful. This time of year, the sun doesn't really get high enough to come into our side garden. So there's only a certain times of the day for a very short amount of time that you can feel the sun on your face when you're in here. And so right here, the sun is going to kind of come through this area. So I sometimes just stand here to feel the sun. I mean, I can go down like into the street and like walk around and get the sun, but at home we have very limited spots where you can feel it. It's just starting to come through now. I've been out filming quite a bit today, trying to take advantage of the snow because I don't know how long it's going to last. I noticed the sunset colors are starting, so I'll see if I can capture a bit of that. It's absolutely freezing. Okay, that was beautiful, but my face is absolutely numb. Day 3 of snow. Oh, look at the paw prints. Hey. Deep snow today, Floki. Do you still want to play? So this is actually an old, like, cat litter cover, but the cats never liked having a cover, so we just kept it in the shed. And I put it out here in the winter so that he has somewhere dry to be in case of an emergency. And he always runs in there when we come out here. But he also likes to play this game. He especially loves the snow. The stick in the snow or stick in the dirt game. So we just got back a lot of inventory from a shop that we were working with. It was a local shop. The shop closed, so now I suddenly have a lot more inventory. Like big prints that we actually sell this size print on my online shop, but not with the white border. These white borders are only for like in-person sales. We could add them to the online shop, but it would increase shipping costs a lot, and shipping costs are already high, so that really bugs me. So like when we do shows in person, art fairs, or if we like have stock in a shop, this is what it looks like. But I just think it looks much nicer than just a print. And then I got a bunch of my originals back. Some are acrylics. Most of the acrylics were like bigger canvas stuff that I do has a frame. Usually it's kind of a floater frame like this. So I just varnish the painting itself and then it sits in this frame. I just like how minimal the frame is. It's not bulky. It doesn't take attention away from the artwork. But if it's an original watercolor, then it just gets a normal frame like this. So I need to figure out if I'm going to add these back to my online shop or save these for when I do in-person art fairs, which is not very often. So, you know, having lots of inventory sitting around on the chance that I'm going to do an in-person fair is kind of, I don't know if it's smart. I kind of go back and forth between selling certain pieces. Like sometimes I make a piece and I instantly know I want to sell it. Sometimes I'm like, I want to keep that one because I might look back on it in a few years and be glad that I still have it. For instance, I have two paintings in here that I absolutely love from a few years ago. These are oil paintings and they just represent a very specific time in my artistic life. And I just don't ever want to get rid of them, because every time I see them, it reminds me of how far I've come or the different phases of my art journey. And I just really like having that little memory. And then there's pieces like this that are just not finished, and I like having them on the wall because I get to stare at them over time and think about what I want to do to them. Oh, and someone was asking who plays the bass. Wolfie, he is a bass player. I think what I'm gonna do is hang a bunch of these on the wall down here. This is one of the few bigger acrylics or paintings that I've painted outside. I actually dragged this big board outside to this, it's called Cullen Bay. It's an overlook, and painted with acrylics outside. It was a huge mess and a huge challenge, but I think that's why I like this one. It's very meaningful to me, and represents something in my journey that I'll never forget. Most of the artwork in my bedroom is art by other artists, but the work down here is mostly mine. Like I said, I like to hang things up that are unfinished so I can kind of think about them over time and how I'll finish them, or I'm just putting them on the wall as a placeholder till I sell them, because I don't want to just stack them on a shelf, and they're just safer on the wall. Let's put it that way. They kind of go together. I should probably get a nicer corner floor lamp. That one is one of my studio lamps, but it's got dimmable and color changing lights, so it's really useful to have in here. Yeah, I think these look nice together. I feel like I'm always changing around what's on the walls in here. I'm making my own personal gallery. I'm just wandering around taking photos of birds in the snow and videos. It's so peaceful when it's like this soft, gentle snowfall with no wind. With my little partner in crime. So frosty. Oh my gosh, I just love this. It's so beautiful. It's really hard to embrace winter without snow. If it's snowing, I am so happy and don't care at all about the coldness, and I just feel like it's natural. Maybe that's just because of where I grew up in upstate New York and Colorado. Like, it's snowy all winter. My glasses are gonna fly off. Whew. So this is what it's like a lot in the winter here. Just gray and really windy. It's a little scary actually. You see branches and things flying around. Whew. Yeah, gonna go in now. Wind has been my enemy lately. It's the one weather condition I cannot stand, and unfortunately it is far too prevalent this time of year. Should we put that away?
What?
The gutter came off over there. Okay, so suddenly it is 12 degrees out, and I'm actually hot, and I have just a fleece on. So I'm doing laundry, I'm kind of tidying up outside a little bit. I haven't been out here in quite a while, and with all the storms, everything gets blown around and it's an absolute mess. I mean, this is so awful. Everything is just... Oh, hey Fleeky. What are you doing? Hey. I was just looking at how messy it is out here.
It's not that bad.
Look over in the corner.
Oh yeah, all the leaves.
Yeah.
But the gutter was down when the wind was
The
blowing.
pond is also full again.
Yeah.
Need to scrape that. Storm's coming. Nature's a little confused, I guess. It's the beginning of February and it's budding. I kind of want to hang my laundry up outside. I never do that in the winter, but it actually feels dry today and warm. Also, I need to show you the state of the shed where we have moved everything that used to be in the living room into this room. That and that. It is kind of a disaster in here. It's not organized very well, but at least it's all out of the living room. Oh, did you find the sunshine? This is where he sunbathes. The garlic is doing really well. That one. There's our Christmas tree. And lots more garlic. Gosh, I would almost say it's spring if I didn't know it was February 2nd. This is so weird and wonderful. It's not supposed to be this hot, and one of my projects this coming spring, summer is going to be replacing or getting rid of these old pallets. This is gonna go away because it's rotting and it did its job for quite a while, but I wanna build a custom unit here. Now that Wolfie has a smoker, I wanna make kind of a contained area for that in between uses. Wow, those clouds are moving fast. It almost looks like a time lapse. So all that driftwood I collected in a previous video is pretty much dry. All these small pieces are, they feel bone dry to me, but some of the bigger ones, they were quite thick. I think need maybe a couple more weeks. So in the meantime, I am playing with my yarn, I'm playing with my felt, I'm playing with my macrame. Most of you guessed it in the last video. And basically just having fun, kind of being sculptural. I do pour my loving intention into it because I feel that's very important when you create something. So when I finally hang it up somewhere, it's imbued with whatever I was feeling or putting into it at that time. I did start a little embroidery as well, but I'm not going to share that stuff. By the way, thank you to so many of you who left comments on my last video about embroidery and just fiber arts in general. I love knowing that there are so many of us out there and that many of my viewers are into that kind of thing. I especially love the idea of using felt made in Scotland or grown in Scotland. I don't know what you call it, harvested. Sheep who live in Scotland and then collected and hand dyed by the sheep farmer. I have no intention of selling any of my creations. It is purely for the joy of working with my hands. I think that's really important to have a hobby that is just for the joy of it, and that is the purpose. There's no side quest except to enjoy your time doing it. I should see if Loki wants to play with this. It is very late on Friday night and I need to go finish editing this video and then hopefully share it tomorrow. So if you're watching it, I did it. Yes. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go now. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you all next time. Take care of yourselves.